Okay, welcome to another episode of Traffic Jam Chronicles. I believe on my last video, I left off with destiny swapping, and to be continued. So, so destiny swapping is like in the 3D world. Is like they try to make you look as horrible as possible, as terrible a person as possible, while hiding your true potential and trying to copy, mimic you while distorting your energy to match what their energy actually is, so that you serve their karma and they steal your divine inheritance, earthly and spiritual and whatever else. And they do this by using other people's energy as well, and they really believe that strength comes in numbers, but you only need one on your team. That's the Most High, and your connection with the Most High. So, they put all this energy into tearing you down to make you look like they really are, at the core, at their very foundation. That is who they are. They want you to look like that. So, second here, I had to. Wow. And while you may have been that person at some point, they also like to use your past, take bits and pieces of what is actually true, what actually happened about you, and exaggerate it and stretch it as far as they can, like a rubber band over produce, and try to squeeze the life out of any nutrients anyone else may get from you, and give them and you from yourself, to recharge yourself, to revitalize yourself, to fill your own cups. They try to give that to themselves. Now, what they don't realize they're doing while they're trying to destiny swap you in this way, putting a bunch of negative energy on you, trying to make you look like them, right? While trying to be you. Check it out. Timeline. Okay, so say they succeed, and they try to get these people to view you in a negative perspective, in the most negative way humanly possible. And they finally become you, so now everything they see about you and them, they want to attack, because they were attacking you while you were being authentic, but they were trying to be you. So really, they're sending attacks towards themselves. So it's pretty idiotic, but that's what they do. I don't think they really think this stuff all the way through. I've been there, sometimes you're just frantic, and honestly, I've never sat around and waited for somebody's downfall. I've never even aimed towards someone's downfall. I just, okay, say la vie, maybe next nighttime, hope, best wishes and all that stuff, and goodbye for, probably for more than likely forever. So, so now they're you. They wanted the people to attack you as authentically you, and they say they succeed in everything that you do, competition and all this crazy stuff, and they finally get the attention. They finally get, it's like, what? They were right, but they were right about themselves. All that energy they sent towards you through other people, how they were trying to use other people as a conduit to attack you, that's now, their energy, your energy that they wanted so bad is now, you are the conduit for your energy to them, and now all they have, since they don't have any original thought, personality, identity, they're always trying to skinwalk somebody. People see them as you, and they've directed all that negative energy towards you, and they, do it. And the thing is, they tell them themselves, because as far as how to attack them and bring them down, because they only do to you what will destroy them. And they underestimate you, because they're always busy downplaying at every turn. Everything you do is something wrong with that. Is something wrong with that. I know, because I lived the situation for probably really all my life, to be honest. I've never known, temporarily in times, but then there's these people will come in and sabotage it. When I was showing people the authentic me and people were feeling it, and then here comes the demon and and to sabotage and convince and manipulate, and they fall for it. I'm just like, I will get frustrated and tired of the dumb stuff, and not refuse to be really just truly disrespected, especially directly. If it ain't direct, it ain't disrespect, it's just projection. So you got to watch how you project. So I we get frustrated and tired of the dumb stuff, start saying what I said and leaving alone, and then people would get riled up in their feelings even more than they already had them riled up in their feelings. It was a cycle that I had to either leave or drop my ego, and I just chose, and I don't think it was an ego. Like, defending yourself is not really an egotistical thing to do. I mean, if you're just like, trying to like win every argument, or argue to begin with, because an argument is just people not seeing eye to eye, and refusing to see eye to eye, refusing to see any common ground, even agreeing to just disagree and move on. So even like, have a discussion and going back and forth with each other, that has never been my thing. I've always been willing to have a conversation and discuss it. So, but nobody was willing to do that, so nobody was telling me, and I would be, hearing stuff from other people, and they, would be sitting there basically, slowly transitioning to the other side, and I'm just like, it was frustrating to me being a light worker, because it's just like, I'm trying to lead you to the land of milk and honey, and this is where you want to go. Okay, and then it got easier and easier for me to be like, okay, that person's going over there. I wasn't necessarily fighting for people, but I was in ways, because I know everybody was on my social media page but not saying anything. They knew about the situation and weren't saying anything, and it got to a point where it's like, well, hell, if they don't even care enough to tell me what's going on behind my back, no bitterness, but why do I care enough to keep giving these messages? And I'm still giving them, but it's like to whoever's going to listen. And there's a bunch of unwanted eyes on I don't really care, like if they're on my page, but it's like to be sitting up and talking to somebody you don't know about what they post on their Facebook page, and they literally don't look on anybody else's Facebook page. I really don't, because I don't care. If you're not on my friends list, I don't care what you post. Hey, you could do you on your page. If you're talking about me, I wouldn't know, because I'm not going out of my way to look and see if somebody's talking about me. I'm gonna just move on and do me. And they can't do that. Like, the devil energy simply will not allow you to mind your own business, because you have to take notes, right? The person has to take notes, and they have to watch what you do, and they have to study you, and they have to learn your mannerisms. They have to learn, your schedule if you have one. I'm like, I know I wore those demons out, because I'm like a very random person. I rarely plan anything, to be honest. It's like I live my life very free-flowing, because scheduling, unless it's work, and like where my stays are going to be for traveling, I don't really, there's no real scheduling for me. It's just like I live a free-flowing life, and that's how I like it, because like scheduling, there's just more anxiety, and it puts more pressure on you, and you just don't enjoy yourself as much. Just set an alarm and be like, oh, time's up already. That's the most I'll do in regards to my life in general. I'll set an alarm and and know, and get a general area of where I want to be, and that I'll be able to make it in time from the time that alarm goes off to when it's time for me to start whatever it is I'm going to be doing for that shift. So I just honestly picked up a quick bag just now, and now I'm on my way back to my trailer, and just getting ready for tomorrow. I have some, I have jobs lined up for the next 5 days. I don't know, but I got, I'm definitely getting work. Even though it's still slow, I'm still getting work, and it's, slowing down a little more, but that's just the months. That's just what we deal with when the kids are out of school, and it's like, it is what it is. You just be prepared. It almost caught me off guard this year, but it's just like, I'm just more knowledge, more prepared, more experience, better status, so to speak. That's another story. I'm working off of a app where the people were literally sitting there talking about the situation, and I said one thing, and they got all triggered and gave me low reviews and stuff like that, and said I was unprofessional. But I'm like, yeah, okay, karma for you, but hey, it is what it is. It's like no one should have to walk around a workplace and hear people talking about their situation and what goes on in it. And yeah, it's just a sad way. Gossip is just such a sad song. It's like such a time wasting activity, and it's not something I've ever been into. And I don't expect everybody to be like me, but the amount of gossip I have heard come out of people's mouth, and they know everybody's business somehow. It's just weird that but you want to complain about being broke, and you could be gossiping about how to get some more money, having a conversation. There's a difference between idle gossip in general, and having a conversation. A conversation is progressive, it's forward moving, it's getting you somewhere. These people, they don't have conversations, they gossip. And they just, they're basically talking in a circle, like a vicious cycle of like trash energy that gets you nowhere in life. It doesn't elevate you. It just keeps you on neutral or in a lower frequency. It keeps you just basically chasing your own tail, running in circles in the dirt. So, and they want a destiny swap with you. Now, me, I'm an extremely skillful person. I do, chain of all trades, master of, none. Well, I can't say I haven't mastered any. A few that I really took a liking to. But like I said, I get into stuff. So when these people with no original thought, no talent, because they don't apply themselves, because their eyes are always on somebody else's prize, or on what somebody else is doing and how they're making it, and other people, and that person is making it and they're not, and they woe is me, feel sorry for me, used to getting donations and hand-me-downs from everybody they encounter, because they got a sob story for everything. I have a sob story, and I can't even call it a story. It's just reality of what happened for me, and not just like it's a testimony. I call it sob stories because they all they're looking for is for sympathy and a little cash in hand, or whatever gift they're looking for at the time. I'm just looking for it to be like, oh, you're gonna be okay. I know I've seen that look on people's faces when they see me. They look at me and just like, oh man, I'll be all right. Everything's gonna be fine. There's a look of relief, and it's a beautiful thing. And like I said, I'm introverted, so it's just like that. Now people respecting it and knowing what I went through, and they just look at me and are just like, like hella inspired. It's just like I didn't think I'd like actually care about that, but I actually I enjoy, people just knowing it's going to be okay, even though I had to go through all that, and they see me, they know it's going to be fine. They know you get a connection with the Most High, and no matter how bad it looks, it will be fine. And you learn how to transmute energy through your connection with the Most High, because the Most High is the ultimate transmuter, the highest transmuter of all energy. So nobody can beat the Most High. Nobody's beaten. We can only strive to get close to that consciousness, and like the next under is Christ consciousness. And I did have my qualms about like Jesus Christ being an actual person, but I understand that walk now. I'm totally a believer. I wasn't an atheist, I'm just spiritual. I won't say I'm religious, but I believe there was a Jesus Christ. Maybe that wasn't the real name, did exist, but the consciousness definitely exists. And there, now that I've gone on this walk, there definitely, because there's people more enlightened than me, so they had, maybe they walked a walk too, and maybe tougher than mine. So, I am, through this walk, I am totally a believer, because and these destiny swappers, they never walked a mile in your shoes. They wouldn't make it 2 feet in your shoes, and that's the sad part. And they want to sit up and try to have your life. It's like they want your rhythm, but they don't want your blues. And it's just like the blues are just what comes with it. That's part of the package, my love. I don't know what time you thought it was, but when they're done trying to make you look like them in their energy, put you in their energy, they're gonna find all about the blues tenfold if they even make it through. if they make it through that journey, because they weren't prepared to do the work. They weren't willing. And they want to sit up and humiliate, try to embarrass you into going to hiding so they can come take the spotlight from whatever attention grab they want to try to pull. They want to have you embarrassed so that you don't even want to resurface again. It's just like, there is no such thing as embarrassment from a person who is willing to learn and grow from the situation, their mistakes, and everything like that. They're willing to move forward and not make that same mistake again. The embarrassment comes from, oh yeah, this is how my main source of enjoyment, my main way of living, that I wasn't planning on quitting anytime soon. My thing is, I wouldn't be embarrassed if I already felt bad about it in the first place. I already had a guilty conscience, and it's just like, I've always had an open mind. Like, yeah, there's always a chance I could be wrong. I've been right a lot, more times than I've been wrong. So I can see where people would develop a complex about actually being wrong for once. It's like, but when I am wrong, I just do research, or just go ahead and accept it. Like, okay, I was wrong in this situation, apologize if I need to, or but these people won't do any of that. They're embarrassed because they put their socks on wrong, just like, or so they, like I said, they try to use tactics that will destroy them just to defeat you. Just like, that's not the way to go. And just to defeat you. And that's real weak sauce right there. It's just like, that would destroy you, and you try to use it to defeat me. I hate to see, if I actually showed you what could destroy me, if I actually treated you like in a way that could destroy me, like you wouldn't make it through the first part of it. So it's like, it's ridiculous what they try to do. They want your rhythm, but they don't want your blues, and that's just the whole dynamic to it. It's weird. It's like, you don't want to struggle you don't want to do the work, you don't want to be equipped to hold that title, to hold that position, to hold that energy, because this is a lot of energy you get. The more things you go through, the harder it is to hold your energy. The more things you're able to transmute, the harder you are to hold. Because I used to hear, these people used to literally be screaming out, oh, somebody needs to slow that girl down. Like, mind you, I was in my teens or late teens and stuff like that. I'm like, nobody needs to slow me down. I think you need to mind your business and keep moving on about your business. And I know my first time even hearing about an earth angel was when some strange dude walked up by me when I was like 12 or 14 or something, and like, hey, earth angel, and he walks off. I'm just like, not sure what that means, but boy, did I find out, because I left home when I was 15. I left my mom, then I moved in with my grandmother, who was sick all the time. She could barely care for herself, took care of her, and then I had my son. So I've been taking care of somebody my entire life, which it didn't bother me, but it's like, and then after that happened, I guess, because it had to be the family, because once I escaped all of that, that's when I started, realize that I was being like tracked and, haunted and whatever, stalked, gang stalked, and it was just kind of like, when do I get a break? Like, am I going to have to go through 40 years, like the 40 days and 40 nights, maybe that translates into 40 years, and, or 40 years of transmuting just trash energy, because I've always been a calm person. Even as a child, I've always been good by myself, chilling to myself, and there was always somebody around to try to distort that and try to disrupt my peace in some way, shape, or form. When they couldn't do it, they would go off muttering to themselves, and like, I had people around me who high-key hated me. Like, they didn't, it wasn't really a secret. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually abusive. And I remember when I was like, I think I was 8, I forget, I said I got jumped at school by some bullies or whatever. I didn't get bullied too much, and I don't get it twisted, because when I started fighting back, that was it. But they jumped me, You know, they didn't get me to the ground and kick me or anything like that. But I went home, my knees were hurting because they were kicking my legs. And, you know, my parents came up to the school, like, upset, visibly, I think I recall, if I recollect, visibly upset. And, you know, they talked to the teacher, the principal, and they were like, well, you know, why didn't you fight back? Just like, you know. And I said, because I wanted to be like Jesus. And it just, I didn't know, you know, that was not without realizing, you know, Jesus flipped them tables on them, you know, and, you know, had to fight some battles and some wars too. And, you know, had to get in, dig on somebody too. You know, like, I know Jesus wasn't out there just letting people, it wouldn't always turn the other cheek. It's like, no, you turn the cheek. So, you know, or, you know, probably dogging people in the mouth. Who knows? You know, like, the man disappeared for what, like 33 years after he got resurrected. You know, because my whole theory on the death and rebirth of Christ is that, bear with me on this, I could be totally wrong, but this is just my perspective after being on this walk. You know, the people that mocked, threw stones at, kicked dirt on, spat on Jesus while carrying the cross, while he was carrying the cross, were the people whose energy he had to transmute to the point he had to leave them behind and cut cords and ties with them. Now, when you're high frequency, high vibrational, and you cut your energy off, when you detach from somebody, they feel that stuff on some unearthly level, and they start doing weird, crazy stuff. Like, they get like real frantic, agitated, and just like you see another side of them that was dormant, and that if you'd have stayed around longer and you'd have let your boundaries down, you probably would have seen it anyway. But sorry, give me a second. Okay. Probably would have seen anyway, and it probably would have been like very damaging to you, or they would have went ahead and took you out either way. So either way, they were gonna, you know, try to take you out, try to destiny swap you. That's what they were. These are all people who try to destiny swap with the Christ consciousness in some way, shape, or form. These are the people who, you know, basically shit on him while he carried the cross. And when he died and came back to life, my theory is, it's like, you know, forget these people. They are beyond saving, deuces. And he went and traveled the world for 33 years, or however many years after his resurrection, learned all kinds of cool stuff, you know, and healed people, you know, give and take energy, equal give and take energy, you know, and yeah, just lived an awesome life, you know, but you never know. And, you know, went wherever he went and just became fruitful and prosperous. And, you know, the man, the myth, the legend, right? And, you know, that's kind of how I feel like, if, you know, like, there's been times I wanted to just, like, disappear. And it's not like in a hurt kind of way. It's kind of like, man, I'm really ready to just, you know, go explore. And I'm not talking about, like, I'm not suicidal at all. Like, I love life, like, to the fullest. No matter what I'm going through, I love life, and I will always find a way to be happy. Always. There's nothing, you know, that I'm not willing to at least try to transmute and become happy. Don't take that out of context. Like, if I have to get in somebody's ass, that's a different story. If it's on site, then it's on site. And, you know, then mess around and find out. Axis, the y-axis, yeah, don't escalate it. You know, this, you know, it's yeah, and people want to try to destiny swap that. Like, why would you want to destiny swap someone who's been so much? Because I hear people literally saying, oh, you had to go through all that to be this, and that. It's like, really, I didn't have to go through that, but it had people minding their business, you know. But that's not how the story went. Now, did it? It was a bunch of people like yourself in my business hating on the work I had to do, hating on the blues, but you want the rhythm though, right? You would love the title, but you would never want to go through But what's a goon to a goblin? Maybe that wasn't anything for me to really go through. Yeah, I had to transmute the energy. It was like annoying flies just coming around, and I have to keep swatting them, and like monitoring spirits, which there are plenty of those, and plenty of people who are in Judas energy. So they put the main character, they made one guy the fall guy, which was probably the one who did the final knife in the back, this, that, and the third, though. And that was the fall guy. There was plenty of other people who probably were in on it, because from what I read, I haven't read a lot of the Bible, but some parts, I can't help but remember, and they stuck with me. I'll say that Judas had been stealing for a long time from Jesus, like from the group. And surely with 12 disciples in a group, somebody had to walk in and catch the dude, or somebody that was in Jesus's circle and his energy, somebody had to catch him at some point. And then when he was caught, he tried to maybe bind himself to Jesus, and that's when he his true colors really started to show, and he started manipulating people, trying to manifest destiny, and try to act like he wasn't the bad guy here. He was still loyal, this and that. He tried to take on Jesus's energy, but he was caught. So it's kind of like, well, I guess this man's gotta die, and maybe I'll become him. This is just a theory. I'll become him. So he rallied all these people up and got them to kill Jesus, and that energy was transmuted after death, and he got how he was trying to make Jesus look the whole time, right, while he was stabbing him in the back and stealing from him, things like that. And because the thing they will do is attack your finances. Good man, it's crazy how hard they go for your finances. It's like, wow. But when you're someone who is naturally has a holy curiosity, you tend to gravitate towards the things that will help you become completely self-sufficient in life in general. And you don't really need things, but you play by the rules, right? In society, and you play the games, or not. Even if you don't play the games, you just kind of chameleon yourself in the groups and everything like that. So Judas is now the most hated the most shit on person in the Bible. So that's what that's a theory of what I think may have happened. Which there's more than one side to every story. There's a multitude of perspective to every side of the story. So it's hard to really pinpoint where a person may have become what. Sometimes it's not, but from the outside looking in, that's why I say that, because I'm on the outside looking in at a story. So basically that's what they do to themselves in that Judas energy. That energy jumps bodies, it body hops for sure. And except for the Christ consciousness, unless that person chooses to do some BS and just give it up, and then it goes elsewhere. Maybe reincarnated into another child, and they go through another walk, or it goes into an ancestor, or somebody just walking on the streets, and whatever vessel can contain that and walk the walk of that spirit, that energy, that spirit, that soul, and like they say, the Most High only gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Sorry. And maybe the death wasn't necessarily an actual death. Maybe they locked him. Maybe Jesus was an escape artist, locked him in a tomb, and after 3 days he rose again. Maybe he just flat out escaped. Like, I thought this person was dead, but he also, I think he appeared with no wounds and everything like that. So maybe he was a healer, of course, and maybe he mastered the art of healing through transmutation of energy. So they put so much energy on him at death, he resurrected, completely healed, and someone not even recognizable apart from, this is just where we buried him. Let's revisit the scene of the crime. And you know, they got the version of Jesus that just pieced out on him. He didn't waste any time preaching to him, saying much to him. It's just like, okay, you know, that's the route you went. I accept it, you know, respect it even, and I seek no revenge, and I'm just gonna go. You know, I just want to move on with my life without you, and you know, never return to you, never have you in my energy again. You are not invited or allowed. You are all now collectively Judas. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Yeah, collectively Judas energy. I think I'll leave it there, and you know, sit and simmer on it, because sometimes I have to do that and backtrack what I say, like, because I'm so sure on it. And you never know when you might be saying something a little off that you might want to go and correct later, further clarify, or because you understood it in a different perspective and you sat there and meditated on it. So right now I'm just free flowing, and I'm trying to work on my focus on one subject. So yeah, the destiny swap doesn't work. It's annoying, it's irritating, it's painful even, but it only backfires on the person trying to do it, because they don't want to do the work. You know, they don't want to walk on their own path. And like, you gotta be a dumb person to fail an open book test. Like, you walk your own path, the Most High gives you the answers, sitting right there whispering in your ear, telling you, and you're failing an open book test because you're looking at somebody else's. Okay, well, with that, love you guys, love and light. Tell you what, I don't know how to really end these videos yet. Definitely take care of yourself. Yeah, research it. You don't have to take my word at face value for it. Research, get your own perspective. You know, that's what I recommend anyway. And definitely develop your connection, strengthen your connection with the Most High. If you don't have one, get one. It's the thing to do. Take care.